Hey everyone, welcome back to Art of Abhi. In today's tutorial, we are going to create a beautiful nature-inspired animation scene in Blender, featuring realistic animated trees, dynamic grass movement, a cozy little house, and a peaceful sunset vibe. We will be using free BlenderKit asset, procedural wind animation, and a simple fog shader to give our environment that cinematic, warm evening look. By the end of this video, you will have a complete animated nature scene ready to render straight out of Blender. So without wasting any time, let's jump right in and start building this amazing scene together. And just in case your Blender layout looks a little different from mine, don't worry, you can grab my free custom default setup file from my Gumroad page. The link is in the video description. So first open Blender. For this tutorial, we will be using a single add-on called BlenderKit. You can also see its quick access bar right here. To add this add-on to your Blender, simply go to any browser and search for blenderkit.com. You will land on this page, click on download BlenderKit. Once the page opens, you can download the add-on for free. They also provide an installation guide, though the process is slightly different in the newer version of the Blender. Anyway, scroll up and click to download the BlenderKit add-on. It will only take a few seconds. Once you download it, go back to Blender, go to Edit, Preference, Add-ons. In the top right corner of the panel, click on Install from Disk. Locate the downloaded add-on file, select it and click Install from File. Once installed, make sure checkbox is enabled to activate the add-on and then click Save Preference. Now you will see BlenderKit Quick Access search bar in Blender. So first select the default cube and delete it. Click on this eye icon to show the asset browser, then search for tree, click on the filter icon and check free first. Now search for tree LOD and choose tree LOD 0. Simply click on it and it will be downloaded into your scene viewport. Next, select the tree and go to the modifiers tab. Add a simple deform modifier, move it upward like this, change the twist mode to bend and set the angle value to 0. Change the bend axis to Y, then go to the frame 1 on the timeline and click on this dot next to the angle value to add a keyframe. Now expand the timeline panel and change it to the graph editor. Select angle, then open the modifiers tab and add a noise modifier. Change the scale value to 100, then hit the spacebar to see the tree animation in action. Next, switch back to the timeline and move the tree slightly outside the scene like this. Now search for grass in the BlenderKit search bar and choose Wild Grass Patch 3. Once it's in your scene, hide the results bar and switch to Wet Paint mode. Click on this small arrow icon to bring up the tool setting menu, then choose the gradient tool. Drag the gradient tool from bottom to top, something like this. Then go back to the object mode and press T to hide the toolbar menu. After that, press Shift A, go to Empty and choose Plane Axis. Then go to the object data properties and in the location X-axis, type #frame divided by 70 and press Enter. This adds a driver to animate the empty X-axis movement like this. Now select the grass, go to Modifiers tab and add a Displace modifier. Set the strain to 0.020 and choose the group that was created automatically during the gradient wet paint process. Then click on New to add a new texture. Go to the texture properties, change the type to clouds and set the cloud type from gradient to color. Go back to the modifiers tab, change the coordinate to object and choose the empty control object. You can animate it to crosswind for better organization. Now hit the spacebar and you will see the gentle wind animation affecting the grass. Currently, it affects only bottom part. So click on this invert icon to make the animation effect to the top part of the grass. Also set the direction to the X-axis and your grass wind animation is ready. Now move the grass outside the scene like this, press Shift A, add a plane, then press S+20 to scale it up around 20 meters and then press S+2 again to double its size like this. Next press Shift A, add a camera, adjust the frame to match your scene composition, go to the camera properties, set the focal length to 28. Then unhide the results bar, set the HDRI environment, search for warm sunset and choose that HDRI at 1024 resolution. Now go to render properties, expand the film section and uncheck transparent. Then go to the color management, set the view transform to filmic and change the look to medium high contrast. After that, move to the world properties, expand the mapping node and set the Z rotation to -100, which will bring the sun near the center of the camera view. Next, set the search filter to material, search for ground and apply this ground material to the base plane. Then also hide the search results. Now bring back the tree into the scene, adjust its position according to your desired camera angle, then select the plane and rename it as ground plane. After that, search for small house and choose any house model you like. I'm going to use this particular house model. Drag and drop it into your scene and place it wherever it fits your vision. Something like this. If you want, you can go to render properties, expand the color management and play around with the different looks for better result. Next, switch back to the solid mode, select the plane and press Shift D to duplicate it. Move to edit mode, press E to extrude it upward to cover the entire scene. Then go back to the object mode and go to the object data properties, expand the viewport display and set the display as to wire so you can see the scene through this fog object. Now move to the shader editor panel, remove any existing material and click on new to create a new one. Rename it as fog and also rename the object to fog for clarity. Then go to the outliner filter, click on cursor icon to enable selection visibility and turn off the selection for the fog so you don't accidentally select it later. Next, delete the principal BHDF node, press Shift A, add a principal volume node and connect the volume output to the volume input of the material output node. Set the density to 0.005, emission to 0.001 and in the left viewport, press 0 on the numpad to see through the camera and enable the render view mode. Change the emission color to warm yellow tone. I am using this hex code for the color. If the ground plane isn't visible properly through the fog, simply increase the fog cube size to make it slightly bigger than the ground plane. Now the ground is clearly visible as you can see on the screen. After that, move the compositor editor panel and add a glare node and a lens distortion node. Enable it, set the distortion value to 0.01 and dispersion value to 0.02, something like this. Next, select the ground plane, go to edit mode, press A to select all vertices. Right click and choose subdivide. Expand the subdivide menu, set the number of cut to 80, then press C to circle select. Select your desired area, press Ctrl G and choose assign to a new group. This will create a vertex group automatically for grass scattering. Press Ctrl I to invert the selection, enable proportional editing and move the selected faces downward. This will form your lake area. Now go to the modifiers tab, add a subdivision modifier, set the level to 2. Also in the viewport, right click and choose Shade Auto Smooth. Then press Shift A, add another plane and scale it to cover the entire scene. Adjust it slightly downward to form the lake water surface. Rename it as animated water, enable the render view mode and in the BlenderKit search bar, change the filter to material and search for animated water. Choose this pond water animated and apply it to this plane. You can also search for bench and add a bench beside the lake for extra detail. And we are going to scatter the grass more easily. For that, go to edit, click on preference, then get extension and search for BlenderAbhi. It's free extension we will be used for scattering. Enable it and click on save preference. Now first select the grass, then the ground plane, press J and drag your cursor over scatter and click OK. This will automatically scatter the grass over the surface. Now go to the vertex properties, rename the group to grass, then in the modifiers tab, assign the vertex group to grass. If the grass seems misplaced, select the plane, go to edit, press Ctrl I to invert selection, then press Ctrl G to assign to active group, then go back to the vertex properties, remove the previous vertices to reverse the selection, then reassign the grass group in the modifier. Now it's fixed. Next, press N to open the BlenderAbhi panel and adjust the density and variation value to fine-tune your grass distribution, something like this. Also, select the correct faces of the ground and click Assign again in the vertex group to refine the scatter area. Then enable render view mode to check the scene progress. Now the houses look dark and abandoned. So let's add some light. Select the house, add a point light, set the power to 500 and change the base color to warm yellow. Link duplicate the point light by pressing Alt A and place it inside the other room as well. You can also search for fence and add a wooden fence around the houses area for extra realism. Then move the houses slightly backward to create a more distance between the animated tree and the house. If you feel like the scene looks a bit dull, go back to the render properties, click on color management and change the look to high contrast for a stronger color tone. And that's it, you're done. In the final render, I made some slight terrain adjustments and added another bench near the tree for balance. And finally, our cinematic animated nature scene in Blender is complete. We have started from scratch, bringing in free assets from BlenderKit, added procedural tree bending animation, dynamic grass wind movement, a soft fog shader, simple animated camera, and finally tied it all together with beautiful color grading and a camera angle setup. If you did like to explore this scene further, I have made the current Blender file available on my Gumroad page. The link is in the description below. You can open it, study all the settings and experiment with your own variation. If you enjoy this tutorial, share your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to tag me on Instagram with your renders. I'd love to see your versions of this scene. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Until then, follow Art of Abhi for more.